In this video, I'm bringing you yet another product review. This time, I'm reviewing the Totalman Compression Plate. This baby is pretty cheap, it's very versatile, but what do I think about it? Is it useful? Is it dangerous? Should you buy it? I'm gonna go ahead and give you a demo because I've seen a lot of people that don't even know how to use it. It's super simple, but I think it's going to be useful to give you a demo. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, how I use it, some results, and what I ultimately think about it. It's going to be a very informative video, so let's get started. Okay, so first let's do a bit of a product overview. So you can get the compression plate. Now I'm going to be reviewing the original one. If I ever get the 2.0, I'll go ahead and review it. So the difference between the 1.0 and the 2.0 is that the 2.0 has like two straps as opposed to one. But here I'm just reviewing the 1.0, which is the original one, which is the one that I got. I've been a little bit slow on these reviews, so just pardon that. In any case, you can buy this for $16 by itself. I actually got it as part of the Totalman Ultimate package, and just kind of FYI, they did send me this for free. But actually I had bought it myself before this because I actually really like the concept, and I'll explain why in a minute. So I actually have two of these. One they sent me for free, the other one I had already bought. So just kind of an FYI. So here you can kind of see how it works here with the dildo. I'm gonna bring out Mr. Slappy, which is the the house dildo here that I have, and you'll kind of see it in action. So it's super basic. It's only $16, and it's meant to be sort of a replacement for any of these other like strap based extenders. So if you use like the Jess extender, the Quick Extender Pro, just anything, this is a good replacement for that. And so I just wanted to do a brief product overview. This is sort of what it looks like here in action, and I'll show you my thoughts and more. So I just want to do a quick product overview. Okay, so now I want to show you a brief overview of the product here in my hands. So here you go. It's super basic. As you can see, it's just like a little plate. It has a bit of a groove here that you put your penis on. And so when you get it, you basically get it like this. It's just like this string here that's kind of attached here. On the other side, there's like a knot. You can see it. There's a hook here. So this is, or rather a hole. This is supposed to go into the hook of the extender. You can use this with just about any extender. I'm going to show you how to use it with the Totalman Rod Extender 3.0 here. But you can use it with just about any extender, whether it's the Apex, the Franken extender, the Best extender, the Hog extender. It doesn't really matter. At least those more modern extenders. I'm not talking about like other like the Pharonie Forte Plus or anything like that. No, I'm talking about like the more modern. At least the extenders that I tend to review. On this channel. So yeah, so it's super basic, as you can see, and your penis is just meant to sit here. So a lot of people sort of struggle with the setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to set it up. It's actually super simple. So as you can see, this already comes with a knot here, and so the first thing that you're gonna want to do is put this string here through this hole. Okay, you put it all the way in. Okay, and now you can see there's like a loop here. Okay. All right, so let me bring out Mr. Slappy so I can show you how to actually put it on. Okay, so first of all, welcome Mr. Slappy back to the show. Hi, welcome. Hi, everybody. All right, so first of all, your penis needs to be 100% flaccid. This is a dildo, so it doesn't come flaccid, but you need to be 100% flaccid. So as I mentioned, it goes through this loop. So what I like to do is, I know Totalman likes to use the Totalman sleeve and put a sleeve on. I don't really like that. It doesn't really work for me. And I've actually used this, like this product I've actually used extensively. So what I like to use is this Coban self-adhesive wrap. And so basically I just like take a piece. Okay, here you go. So this is the Coban wrap. This one is a little bit older, so I just kind of took the whole thing off. I just had it laying around here. So what I like to do is take a piece, say about, I don't know, what is that, like 10 inches or so, and just cut out a piece. Use the scissors here, cut out a piece. Okay, and what I like to do is just sort of wrap it. So I like to wrap it here. Pretty basic. Go down some, okay, and then go back up some. Just sort of wrap it. Doesn't have to be nice and firm, so it doesn't really like fall off and that's basically it. Like to push it in so that it holds, and that's basically it. Like, it's super basic wrapping. So the advantage of using the compression plate is that you don't have to spend a lot of time taping, right? A lot of guys, I saw like a post, somebody posted on Reddit saying like, oh, I need a PhD to be able to use this compression plate, and I don't want to watch all these videos from Totalman. Or like, okay, I'm gonna make a short video on how to use it. It's super simple. It literally took me like a few minutes to find the right video on Totalman site to figure this out. But like, hey, if you don't want to be bothered, you probably won't be bothered to watch this video. So in any case, so anyways, you just wrap it in, and but you know, like, going back to it, like, some of the advantages of like other, like the Quick Extender Pro, it just how easy it is to use. Like, you just strap it on and you're good to go, right? Whereas for something like with the Totalman, you know, you have to assemble the extender, you have to learn how to use this. It's a little bit more work, and a lot of people say that, and I tend to agree, that these compression, this you know, the ones that use the noose, can give you a sort of nerve damage. But there's and I'm gonna have like a separate study, like a separate video on where I go through the studies on like the, you know, Peyronie and other extenders that actually use the strap and sees through some of the side effects. I think as long as you use it okay, like correctly, you basically take it off every like 30 to 45 minutes tops, you're generally fine. You don't want to apply too much tension on it. You're generally fine, but you just gotta be sort of cognitive of that. I do tend to see like my penis is a little bit more desensitized when I use it, but you know, it comes back, like, you know, it comes back at the end of the day. Everything is fine. So just kind of a big FYI. In any case, back to the demonstration here. So after you wrap, you basically, so I'm gonna show you the setup. So the setup is kind of like, there's a one-time setup, and it has to be specific to your penis and your comfort and all that. So it's gonna take a little bit longer, just the first time setup. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it through the loop. You see the loop here? Okay, you're gonna put the penis here, and you're gonna have the strap sit like right behind, right here, this coronal ridge. So like right around here. Okay. Now keep in mind that you're gonna be fully flaccid, so it's not gonna be as cumbersome as like this dildo is. Okay. And then what you're gonna want to do is you're going to tighten it, okay, and make sure that the strap is over the wrap here. Okay, you're gonna tighten it, and it should be nice and tight. Okay, so you should be tightening it where the penis is flat, is like on the top. You see, this should be on the top, and the strap should be right behind the coronal ridge. Okay, and you're going to tighten it here. You see here, on the other side, you're gonna tighten it. Okay, and now comes the quote-unquote difficult part. So what you're gonna want to do is you're going to, you see, there's two ways that you can do it, right? But if you go this way, you notice that it doesn't make sense because there's already a knot here. So you're gonna go the other way where there's a path. You see this? There's like a path here, okay? And then you in the other side, you're gonna see that it's gonna create a double, sort of like a double strap effect here, okay? You're gonna do that. And then you're going to go and you're going to basically place it inside this second, this little, I don't know what you call it, like this excavation, this little crevice here, and you put it here, okay? And you're gonna mark that with your finger. So what I like to do is I just kind of like use my fingers and I mark it like right here and I hold it, okay? So then I kind of just keep holding it here, okay? And then I take it all the way off. And what you're gonna want to do is where you're holding it, like here, you're gonna make a knot. So don't let go of where you're holding, you know, where you put the mark. And basically you're gonna make a knot. Okay, so you're gonna make a knot here, super basic knot. Like, this does not require like a PhD or whatever. Okay, and you're gonna make sure that the knot ends where your fingers are, right where I put the mark. So you can see I'm pushing down the knot just to make sure that it ends where the fingers are, and I kind of like tug it a little bit just to make sure that the knot is nice and tight. At first, you're just gonna want one knot. One knot works perfectly fine for me. I don't think you need two knots. You might want to add like another knot just to make it sturdier. This works perfectly fine for me. And then basically try it again. So you're gonna go ahead and put the penis in, and okay, same thing, right? You see on the other side, you're gonna go on the side that's free again, right? You're gonna create the double strap, and then you're gonna go, and then you're gonna see. So notice here, like, I didn't actually put the knot in the right place, which is fine. So I'm just gonna, I know that I need to go down a little bit more, so I'm gonna go ahead and, like, I don't even take it off all the way. So I just kind of undo the knot a little bit. Okay, undo the knot, and then I just push it a little bit more down, basically. Okay, and then I tighten it again. And this is just a one-time deal. Like, you shouldn't have to do this multiple times. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try it. And here you go. So this should be nice and sturdy. So you're gonna wanna like basically pull on it. So here I need to actually give it a little more slack. I went down too much, which is fine. It's gonna give you're gonna need a few tries to get this correctly. So I just loosened that up. I moved the knot a little bit. Okay, then again, and it should be nice and tight. And there you go, perfect. This is what it should look like on the other side. Notice there's no overlaps. Okay, here in the little string here, it creates a double strap here, and it should be nice and tight. Where you want to pull on it, it's not going to slip, right? It might slip a little bit, and I'll go into a little bit sort of the pros and cons, and you're basically, that's it. So now you can apply the extender on. So you just put the extender on, and you can just apply, put it into the hook, and boom, there you go. Okay, super simple. As I mentioned, that first knot is really just a one-time setup, right? In the future, when you're gonna want to reuse it, which I'll show you how to take it off. So let's say you're done extending, you can just sort of unhook it, right? Take your penis off, and then you go here and you just sort of like pull it, and then that's it. You take the penis off and you're good to go. So this knot, just leave it basically the way that it is. Yeah, leave this knot the way that it is. Apologies, I had to fix the light a little bit just so that you can see a little bit better. I'm not doing a second take, like this is it. So you can sort of see here the knot. You're gonna leave the knot where it is, and now in future times you don't have to do the whole adjustment. Like, you're just gonna put your penis in. It's gonna be super quick, like in less than a minute, right? You're gonna put the penis in, strap it in, and you're basically good to go. And that's basically it. So now I want to go through more in depth. I just showed you how to put it on, how to take it off, how to set it up, and all that. I want to go more in depth into some of the advantages and disadvantages. So one of the advantages is obviously a quick setup, right? I like to use this. Well, there's a few reasons that I like to use this. One is like, I know that I'm going to be running errands and I only have a little bit of time to extend, or I'm going to be getting up a lot and like running errands, and so it's gonna be like, my day's gonna be made up of like shorter extending sets, right? Like, as you know, I like to wear my extender for hours at a time, which is why I use my vacuum extender. But this is perfect. Like, let's say I'm gonna be getting up and like doing other things, or like a meeting or whatever, and it's a lot easier to apply versus like putting on the tape. It's a little bit more tedious, a little bit more work. That's kind of one of the advantages here. It's just so much quicker. Right, as you can see when I apply the extender. Okay, so notice what the kind of traction that it's doing, right? It actually creates a bit of an angle, like an upwards angle. And so you're mostly creating tension sort of on the ventral side, on the bottom side. Notice like there's like a little bit of a curb. But I actually think this is beneficial. So especially if, let's say that you have Peyronie. So most of the time, if you have Peyronies, it's going to be like on the top dorsal side. This is like the most common place that you have your Peyronie's plaque. And it's actually where I have my scar tissue, because I have Peyronies. And it's something that it's really not that well treated with a vacuum cup. Let's say you have the LG hanger. The vacuum cup for the LG hanger is going to go too far down to really be able to apply tension forces on that. Even the Totalman vacuum cups is really not going to apply too much tension on that scar tissue if it's closer to the glands here. So this is actually perfect because you're applying more tension here. Now, I personally use the Apex extender, but you can also use do the following trick with something like the Totalman, especially if you get like the fulcrum bar. But what I like to do is actually use the old stick trick, right? Because I want to apply tension right here in this like very section close to the glands right here, and I want to fix the dorsal curvature, like an upward curvature that's around here. So what I like to do is I like to put the stick here. So you're gonna do this before you hook it up to the hook, obviously. And notice here, now you're applying tension exactly in this area, which is where most of the Peyronie's plaques are, right here. Okay, and I actually feel it exactly here. Like, there is no other feeling like this little device gives me Like vacuum cups, again, they don't do this. Even with the stick trick, and even if I try to put the stick as close to the glands, it does not apply nearly the same sort of tension force, direct tension force on this section. Okay, and so you can sort of see here how it's applying tension exactly in this area. So if you have a curvature that's, you know, like in Peyronie's, that's close to the glands, which is what you see a lot, which is like a very, you know, like this, you can actually fix it with something like this. Now it's a little bit, you know, it's a lot more uncomfortable than like the vacuum cup, but it's a lot more effective when it comes to that. So this is actually what I like to do personally. So in my case, again, I have scar tissue like here. I have like some scar tissue going down here. Essentially, like I can literally sort of feel it. There's like, I have scar tissue like basically kind of go down here. And so, you know, I have a slight curvature up. Now, it doesn't really bother me that much, but in the last few weeks and months, I've actually like I'm trying to like finally fix it all the way, like make it more straight. I feel like this scar tissue is kind of sort of like inhibiting my gains, right? Because if I'm not applying tension here, I'm mostly applying tension here. With the regular extender, then I'm really like leaving a lot of gains on the table here. So I feel like if I can unlock this scar tissue, really like sort of break it up and really sort of fix the curvature there, number one, and number two, really sort of like stretch this part out, I can unlock even more gains, right? So that's sort of my goal recently. Also, I have a little bit of a torsion, so in my penis, it twists a little bit here, and I'm gonna have a different video on how you actually deal with that. I have a little bit. This, like, it used to be way worse, right? Until like I dealt with it, but now as I said, I want to fix this scar tissue, which kind of goes like here. So what I do, so I actually do bundle stretches here. So what I like to do is, and keep in mind this is a lot more advanced, is I like to actually twist it. Okay, so I'll twist the penis, okay, and then and you can sort of play with it, like which side. It's not like that, like it's not that intuitive. You sort of kind of have to go by feel, right? And here I basically bundle it, and here I feel like because of the twist, and it's like this though doesn't do adjusted, because of the twist, I feel the tension exactly on the scar tissue. I actually feel it, and it's really feels really weird. It kind of hurts a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Like I can actually feel the scar tissue breaking up, right? And basically this is what I've been doing recently with this little device, to sort of really, you know, try to unlock even more gains, just simply because in my case I have scar tissue. So this may not be the case for most people, right? Most people don't have Peyronie's. So this little thing, you know, what I'm saying here is mostly for people that do want to sort of address a Peyronie scar. And you know, I kind of go back and forth between a vacuum cup and this, just because it really doesn't bother me, and this is just uncomfortable. Like it's hard for me to work when I have it on, and you know, and there's a lot of studies that say like this type of device is actually quite effective, even though it's a little bit more antiquated. But again, I feel like the way that you apply it and the way that it applies tension directly to this part of the glands, it actually kind of, it reminds me of like the Restorix, right? Like the Restorix device is a clamp, right? And it applies a clamp here, and you can sort of like do the fulcrum thing with the Restorix here close to the glands. It's exactly the same thing, right? Except you don't have to pay $500. You're paying $16 plus whatever the extender is, and you know, the little Coban wrap for less than $100. You can literally treat your Peyronie's like this, right? And so yeah, that's basically it. Like I really like this device, and I use it all the time, and I actually like it that it's just one strap. I wouldn't even want to get the two straps. I think I don't know if it's, you know, will have the same effects that I'm looking for, you know, at least in my case. So yeah, in any case, that's how you know, combine this little device with bundle stretches, with the stick trick, and how you can actually treat a Peyronie scar, and how this little device is actually quite awesome. And there you go. There goes my review of the Totalman Compression Plate 1.0. As you can see, I think it's quite versatile. It's very cheap, very easy to use. I know it can be quite tricky. Like, I'm not gonna blame you if you can't really figure out how to use it. Just keep in mind that there is potential you know, nerve damage issue. So just don't put too much tension on it, which is actually one of the downsides, right? Like I can't really apply nearly as much tension as I can when I have something like the LG the hanger vacuum chamber, or like the Totalman vacuum cup. You know, with those I can go up to like 10 pounds or so. With these I haven't even measured, but it's like way less. I would like, you know, sort of estimate like around 5 pounds or 6 pounds, which is more than enough, which is fine, you know, because that's what I want to use to break up the scar tissue, really break up that scar tissue, and, you know, unlock even more gains. So you know, I think a lot of my gains have been sort of in spite of the scar tissue, because I've been like sort of extending the tissue around the scar tissue, but I can really feel it, like, you know, how it constricts. And especially like, let's say if I have my penis and I bend it down, like it starts going like that, right? Like when I start bending it down, because I can feel like the scar tissue sort of constricting this part. So I want to unlock that, like make my penis again like normal, right? Like this. So it doesn't bother me, because obviously when I'm having sex, I don't push my penis down, like it's up, right? When then there's no problem here. But you know, I feel like that's gonna like allow me to unlock gains. So in any case, you know, this review went on for a little bit longer for such a simple device, and that's because there's a lot of like tips and tricks, especially in the case of Peyronie's, that this device can be very useful. So in any case, if you like this video, please make sure you check out these other videos which may be relevant to you. Check out this one about the Apex extender, and make sure you stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.